So for my army, I had Khan. He's a wolf lord with a frost axe and plasma pistol, as well as a belt of rust and wolf-tail talisman. And he's accompanied by a bodyguard of 6 grey hunters with a melter gun and 1 wolf guard with a power sword. A 4-man long fang squad leader, 3 missile launchers, and accompanied by a wolf guard with bolters. 1 vindicator with siege shield. And then we have a 5-man squad of Wolfguard Terminators, 1 with a Frostblade, the rest with Power Fists, 1 Cyclone Missile Launcher, and 1 Chain Fist. Then I have a 10-man unit of Grey Hunters with 2 Plasma Guns, and the rest of the squad are just armed with bolt guns. 1 9-man unit of Grey Hunters with a Melter Gun, and they're accompanied by a Wolf Guard who has a power axe and melter bombs, and they have a rhino as well. And so here's the army all together on its display board, and then I have my wrecked vehicle markers burning away in the background. And my teammate's Todd's army, he's playing Iron Hands. So his captain is armed with a power maul and artificer armor and is on a bike, and he's with a bike squad with 1 melter gun, 1 power fist, and an attack bike with multi-melter. He also has a 10-man tactical squad with power weapon, flamer, and missile launcher, and a rhino with hunter killer missile. He's got a vindicator, a venerable dreadnought, and a drop pod, a 5-man assault squad with lightning claws, and a land speeder typhoon. So for the first mission, I deployed in the center of the table behind some ruins and cover, and Todd deployed on the left hand side, and we were up against Chaos Marines teamed up with Eldar. So the objective was to capture the ice cream truck in the middle of the table, and this mission went fairly well for us. We had a fairly comprehensive win. Game 2, we're up against a team of Necrons and Space Wolves. So they had a very good shooting army, and we couldn't approach it too fast. What we tried to do was to counterattack their units which moved forward and then move into the objective in the corner. Unfortunately, we ran out of time before we could get there. Khan ended up going toe-to-toe with a Tombstalker for 2 rounds and had it down to 1 wound left without suffering any himself. So if we'd had extra turns in the game, we probably would have made it in, but it was a good close game, and the objective was a little bit against us. The third game was one of those cases when a tournament organizer designs a particularly bad mission. We had to advance a relic from one end of the table to the other across the long board edge, all the while getting shot at from either side by quite a shooty Space Marine and Ultramarine army. This mission was impossible for us. We got most of our army taken out in the first turn, and across the tournament, out of the 20 or so games played, not a single team who was ambushed managed to win. So pretty much this was an instant loss for us, and not the most fun game, but we did have some great opponents. So for our fourth game, we were up against Imperial Guard and Dark Angels. We were deployed on the diagonal, and the mission was to capture a random objective which would be in one of the ruins, but we wouldn't know where it was at the end of the game until the end of the game. So the mission was a little bit tough. What we tried to do was to stop them moving forward and capturing any of the objectives, but we ended up getting wiped out by their superior firepower. So it was a tough game, but good fun. So game 5 was when things started getting a little bit better for us in the tournament. We were up against Grey Knights and Imperial Guard, and it was a capture and control mission. We managed to wipe out the Grey Knights and most of the Imperial Guard with some flanking attacks, so we're pretty happy with how this worked. We had a very comprehensive victory. Game 6 was another funky mission. This time around my army had to deploy in the centre of the table and was on the board by itself for the first turn. My opponent's objectives was to wipe my army out, and Todd's army came in from reserve in the second turn. We managed to turn this mission to our advantage as I kept away from the slow Grey Knights Drago wing, and we managed to wipe out most of the Imperial Guard while keeping away from the big threat of the Grey Knights. So we had a good comprehensive win on this one. So we're quite happy with where we came in the tournament. We ended up 8th. I got a perfect painting score for my army, and as a team we were only 1 vote behind the team who won Best Painted. So we were happy with that. Some of the games could have gone our way with a different role to choose objectives, so we're pretty pleased considering we're only 11 points behind the winner. And yep, I'm really happy with how everything turned out.